Snow-filled streets, Christmas lights glittering like tiny promises, and a girl whose life was falling apart faster than the snow could settle. This is how it all began. Mia never believed her Christmas would end with her paying $5 for something as ridiculous as a fake boyfriend, but life had a strange way of cornering you until the absurd started to feel like the only escape. And if someone had told her that this $5 stranger would change everything, her past, her future, her heart, she would have laughed, because nothing in her world ever turned out magical. But this Christmas, magic was already walking toward her long before she recognized his face. Mia hated returning home for holidays, especially this one. Her family was loud, judgmental, and forever comparing her life to her sister's perfect marriage. She loved them, but she was tired of being the topic of whispered conversations, the girl who still didn't have anyone, still didn't settle, still didn't succeed. She worked 2 part-time jobs, barely managing rent, yet her family believed she was simply not trying. It wasn't fair, but Christmas didn't care about fairness. Christmas demanded pictures, smiles, and for Mia, apparently, a boyfriend to it. All began when her mom called, telling her everyone expected her at Christmas dinner and that her ex, the man who left her broken 2 years ago, would be attending with his fiancée. Mia froze. Her chest tightened. That was the moment she decided she would not walk into that house alone, not this time. She opened a freelance gig app and typed fake boyfriend for Christmas picture, $5. 1 hour. She didn't expect anyone to accept. Within minutes, someone did. His name appeared as Ethan. No picture. No details. Just one message, "I'll be there." She almost canceled. But something about the confidence in that message felt safe, steady. She didn't know why a Christmas afternoon arrived with snow falling in thick, soft sheets. Mia stood on the street corner, wrapped in a long coat, nervously rubbing her cold fingers. And then she saw him. Ethan walked toward her through the snowfall, tall, warm-eyed, wearing a charcoal coat that looked too expensive for someone charging $5. His smile carried a strange softness, as if he had seen too many lonely winters and didn't want this one to be hers. "You must be Mia," he said, offering his hand like they were about to walk into a ballroom, not a messy family reunion. "Ready?" His voice was calm. Familiar somehow. And something in Mia's chest settled for the first time in weeks. They reached her home, where noise spilled out even before the door opened. As they stepped inside, all eyes turned toward them. Her mother's jaw dropped. Her cousins froze mid-gossip. Her ex blinked as if he'd swallowed something sharp. Ethan didn't hesitate. He slipped his fingers between Mia's, leaned closer, and whispered only loud enough for her family to hear, "I told you I'd be here, love." Her heart jumped at the word love. It sounded too natural coming from him. Her family swarmed them with questions. How did you meet? How long? What does he do? And Ethan answered every single one like a man who had rehearsed this his whole life. He talked about how he admired Mia, how she worked hard, how rare it was to find someone like her. Her mother melted instantly. Her ex shifted uncomfortably. And for the first time in a long time, Mia felt seen, but Mia noticed things too, how Ethan's hands were gentle but firm, how his eyes softened whenever she spoke, how he shielded her from awkward questions with a charm that didn't feel fake at all. He laughed with her family, helped her niece fix a toy, complimented the Christmas tree, and fit into her world as if he'd been born inside it. During dinner, Mia's ex leaned across the table and said, "So, where'd she find you?" His tone had knives in it. Ethan didn't flinch. "I found her," he said calmly. "And I'm lucky I did." The entire table went silent. Mia's breath caught. Something felt real. 2 real hours later, when dinner ended and everyone moved to the living room, Mia and Ethan slipped outside to the quiet, snow-covered porch. The air was cold, the world silent. Her breath formed tiny clouds as she spoke. "Why are you so good at this?" she asked softly. Ethan smiled, hands in his pockets. "Maybe I'm not acting." Mia felt something flutter inside her. Impossible. He was a stranger. A $5 stranger, but why accept my offer? It was ridiculous, she whispered. Ethan hesitated, eyes drifting toward the street as if searching for words he wasn't sure he was allowed to speak. "Because I know what it feels like to walk into a room alone when everyone expects you to have someone." His voice cracked just slightly. And suddenly, he didn't seem mysterious. He seemed human. Before Mia could respond, her mother called them inside for pictures. Ethan slipped an arm around her waist, gentle yet protective. They took pictures, smiling, laughing. And for a moment, for just that moment, Mia forgot he was hired. When the night ended, Ethan walked her home. Snow crunched under their boots, streetlights glowed gold, and the world felt strangely soft. "Thank you," Mia breathed. "This meant more than you know." "I meant every word," Ethan replied. But then he stepped back, as if unsure of what to do next. "I should go." And before Mia could ask for a number, a chance, anything, he left. Disappeared into the quiet street like a ghost. The next day, Mia found something in her coat pocket, a small card with an address and nothing else. Her heart pounded. She didn't know why she followed it. But she did. The address led her to a tall glass building downtown, guarded, polished, way out of her world. She walked inside uncertainly. A receptionist greeted her. "Do you have an appointment with Mr. Hale?" "Hale?" Mia repeated. "Yes. Ethan Hale. CEO." Mia's stomach dropped. CEO. She was escorted to the top floor, where a massive office overlooked the snow-covered city. Ethan stood there, back turned, looking out the window like a man drowning in thoughts. He turned. Their eyes met. "You're a millionaire," she whispered. He winced. "Mia, I didn't want you to treat me differently. People always do." "But why $5? He smiled faintly. "Because you weren't buying me. You were asking for help. And I knew I could give it." Mia stepped closer. Her heart raced. "Why did you leave? Why didn't you say anything?" "Because," Ethan said quietly, "I didn't want you to think I helped you because of who I am. I wanted you to know I was there, because I wanted to be." Silence hung between them like fragile ice. Then Mia whispered, "I didn't want last night to end." Ethan exhaled shakily. "Neither did I." And in that quiet office, surrounded by snow-lit windows and the warmth of everything unsaid, Ethan took her hands gently. "Mia, I don't want to pretend anymore. Not for $5, not for a night, not for Christmas. I want something real. If you'll let me." Her heart, once bruised and guarded, softened. She nodded, and that was the moment everything changed, not because she found a millionaire, not because he saved her from embarrassment, but because, for the first time in her life, someone saw her, truly saw her, and stayed. Their story didn't begin in love, it began in loneliness, but it grew into something far more powerful than either expected, and every Christmas afterward, Ethan would tease her, "Best $5 I ever almost charged." Mia would laugh, kiss him softly, and reply, "Best mistake I ever made." But deep down, they both knew it was destiny disguised as a $5 gig.